Christmas starting earlier and earlier every year, a lot of people have been pushing back by making sure that spooky season sticks around longer than just Halloween. And that's evident by the rise in price of Piglet's big game. That can't be right. Welcome to Retronomics, the series that follows price trends in video games, and I thought that it would be worth my time to check out the price increase that came literally out of nowhere. If you like price trend videos like this, I have a whole playlist where I go over the top 25 games for the year and even a breakdown of the 2020 price boom, so if it's something that you're interested in, consider subscribing for more. So, what the heck is going on with Piglet's big game? Piglet's big game for both the PlayStation 2 and GameCube have gotten so out of control that price trading hasn't even had a chance to add all of the eBay sales in the past few days. Piglet's big game was released in March of 2003 to coincide with Piglet's big movie, released around the same time, and when it was released it got so-so reviews. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10 and the Metacritic shows a 6 out of 10 on the user score, but there's only 7 ratings. Movie tie-in games are always hit or miss, especially during the age of early 3D, and Piglet's big game had been relatively forgotten and was hovering around $15 forever until just a week ago when Jackson Lloyd posted the parts of the soundtrack on Twitter. And you can kind of see why people were puzzled and intrigued. Some creepy horror music in what's supposed to be a kid's game with an E for everyone rating? This prompted Xfelkion to post gameplay, which then spurred a wave of horror memes involving the relatively harmless kids cartoon. The premise of this game is pretty creepy. All of his friends are trapped inside their dreams, and it's Piglet's job to save them. You have to make scary faces at Heffalumps and Woozles, something that terrified me as a kid when I saw that episode of Winnie the Pooh, and they're almost as scary as those pink elephants in Dumbo. Man, Disney really liked to mess with kids, huh? The premise of a kid's game actually being a Silent Hill knockoff has people pretty excited, especially when it's a better horror premise of Winnie the Pooh before he went public domain and those 2 horror games came out about him. Yes, there are 2. I wasn't aware that there was a sequel that just came out a little bit ago either. Of course, this prompted a lot of people to go and buy it on eBay, and suddenly the $12 GameCube game was going for over $100, and in some cases $350. Actually, when I went to go and get footage for the auction, I noticed that the seller actually relisted it, so the fact that it sold for $350 isn't actually true because nobody actually paid it. So there you go. Now, it's impossible to find a copy for less than $100. So now the question is, should you buy Piglet's big game before the price gets any higher? Well, no. It's probably not going to go any higher than what it's already going for now, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it will go back down to the $12 price it was before this all blew up. And my reasoning is just going by previous instances where a game gets really popular seemingly out of nowhere. And I know that people like to blame AVGN or Metal Jesus Rocks, and the new punching bag seems to be Phoenix Resale, but influencers don't directly impact the price. It's their fans who have incredibly deep pockets. Like, seriously, if you didn't already know about this game, then why are you complaining that it's suddenly popular and expensive? Anyway, every time this happens, the price goes up and then it cools back down after the hype dies down. However, in a lot of cases, it never truly goes back to where it was before the influencer started talking about it. Phantom Dust for the original Xbox had a similar increase in price. It was $12 to $15 forever. Then, 2 years ago, YouTuber Nick Robinson did a 45-minute essay expressing his love for the game. The video went viral and the price of the game skyrocketed from $15 to $150 overnight. And that price was sustained for a good month or so. Then by November of 2022, the price was down to about $55, and that's where it is now, selling anywhere from $40 to $55. Do you think that it's worth it? I mean, I think it's pretty reasonable given that it's now a popular game and it was given a fresh set of eyes to a generation that might not have even been alive when it was released. And this will probably happen with Piglet's big game, and honestly I wouldn't be too surprised if you were to find it locally for way less. But it is important that the reason why the price is so high is because people are paying the price. Influencers don't really have control over the price after they talk about it, and on top of that, the two main people that initially started talking about it aren't even retro video game influencers. They're anime peeps with less than 10,000 followers on Twitter combined. So if anything's to blame, it's Elon Musk. That guy just ruins everything. I mean, all jokes aside, just don't give in to the FOMO. The price of the game will eventually come down once everyone gets tired of the memes, and I think by January the price will probably be around $50 if not lower. But if you do happen to have a copy and you want to make some money, you better put it on eBay now, because even by the time that this video goes live, it probably won't be fetching as high of a price as it was when I wrote this video on the 16th of November. And of course, you can always just emulate it for free. So that's gonna do it for this video, a real quick one to talk about a topic that's actually trending and get some eyeballs on my channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the year, and I just released a video on Dreamcast prices over the past 9 months where I highlighted the top 25 games that increased and decreased the most, along with overall a report on the price trend. I plan on making a video about Silent Hill prices next, so make sure that you're subscribed. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm under the handle @snicktendo. I mostly post on Blue Sky and Twitter nowadays, but I'm on all channels under that name. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick, and I'll see you next time.